Parenting children does pose its challenges, given that kids are influenced by different people around them and in their lives. The major influencers being their parents, their teacher, and their school. We are aware that investing in children is crucial, not only for the future advancement of any society, but also for its stability. The Dutch society today has grown to be multicultural and multi-ethnic. It becomes very necessary that we focus on helping migrant parents to raise their kids who are born and attending school here. There is an urgent need for the parent, teachers, and schools to be in collaboration in order to raise children properly and fully in a society of today. For this, we have a solid organization who are experts in this area and are well known in our community as our guest today to address this crucial, important topic. So, guest of Radio Voice of Naija, help us to receive today our guest from Swazon, Miss Cecile Winkleman. Can you say hello, honey, to
Hello.
Radio Voice of Naija listeners?
Hello, I'm very happy to be on the radio this morning.
Yeah.
I'm hoping many parents are listening.
Mm-hmm.
Please phone and ask your questions.
You have heard the expert herself saying it. And you know, she did not come alone. She also came with another colleague from the same Swazon. We have our own Miss Helena Labi. Can you say hello to Radio Voice of Naija listeners, honey?
Hello, everybody. My name is Helena Mankwalabi. I'm a Ghanaian, so I hope you are listening to us.
Mm-hmm. In other words, when we are just missing it, feel free just to give us a call, even if you need to ask your questions in Chui. You speak Chui.
Yes.
In case you need to make your voice known by speaking Chui, your own person is in the studio. Helena Lavish is here. So welcome again, ladies, and let's go get the ball rolling. So would you tell our listeners a bit about your organization, Cecile, and your work in that organization, so that we can be comfortable to know what you are really doing and what Swazon stands for?
Swazon is an organization in Amsterdam Southeast. And you might know us from the preschools, because your child might be going to preschool. And Swazon is the one who organizes that together with the primary schools. Next to that, you also find us in the schools because we have, like my colleague sitting next to me, parent contact persons who help the contact between the school and the parents, and who also tell parents what we are doing with the young children in the school, so that they at home can also contribute to the development of their children.
Yes. Awesome.
And then next to that, we also have parent advisors. They are either in the schools, but they also are in the neighborhoods, in the what we call the parent centers, the OKC's. And there you can ask your questions about parenting. Maybe your child is disobedient, or you're a teenager, you have some issues, or you don't know how to relate to your child, or maybe you are a single parent. You know, all kinds of issues which we face with in daily life.
Yes.
Yeah, and which can also have an influence on our children.
Yeah.
So those questions you can ask them. You either can make an appointment. You can also go to a group. We have some groups where parents talk together, because you know we can learn a lot from each other.
Exactly.
You know, maybe sometimes grandmothers also join in. They have experience, so that's what we do. And mostly we just want to stand next to the parents and the children in this neighborhood.
Awesome. Great job Swazon is doing. And I think it's really a privilege to get to know that you have all of these things in just one organization. So you have those who are counseling, those who are supporting the parents to get along with their stubborn children, also those who are helping for single mothers, and those who are helping to share their knowledge and their ideas to other people so that they can also know what to expect, maybe, because sometimes people have gone through experiences and others have not yet gone there. So when people share their experience, I mean, it's a very starting point for somebody to know that, oh, you are not just alone there. You're not just alone in that problem you're going. Somebody have gone through it and somebody succeeded, so I can also succeed.
Yes, and what we find very important is that parents should not be shy to bring their subjects to talk with other parents or to talk with one of our personnel, because when you bring your issues up front when they are still not too difficult, they will not become problems later. Sometimes we are ashamed, we don't know, other parents are just struggling with the same issues,
yes,
but we don't talk about it. So that's why we want to be close to the parents and children in the neighborhood, so that they can ask their questions, and then things will be alright for our children, but also for ourselves, because we want the best for our children.
It is really, really awesome in a multicultural society we are in, and multi-ethnic society we are in. I believe that children are coming from different backgrounds and they are expected to run the same curriculum with those who are the indigenous, isn't it? The school curriculum is the same.
That's right.
So it becomes apparent that their parents become integrated with or collaborate with the school to help the children, because when people come from these different ethnic backgrounds, they just want to bring their culture thing, is that? And that can hinder the growth of a child.
Yeah, well, that's why we as a team, we have people from many different backgrounds, speaking different languages.
Wow!
Because like my colleague, yeah, it's very important, the issue what you address, you know, culture and religion, they shape us as parents, and now sometimes we are in a new environment, and then our children go to school with different children, and we all want our children to develop well.
Exactly.
So sometimes we have to talk to the parents in another language for them to reach out.
Yeah.
And also we have to talk how were they brought up.
Yes.
And now how are they going to bring
very,
up
very
their own
important.
children.
Very, very important. Oh, okay. Let's. Thank you, Cecil. I will want Hannah. Why is she showing me? What do you want to say, honey? Helena. Helena, you cannot speak Chui because of our listeners. So you just speak English, and the Chui people, they can call in and then they can ask their question in Chui if they want. So tell us a little bit about your job.
Okay. I'm working in the school, but most of the time I'm talking with the parents and with their children.
Okay.
I'm talking with the parents to be more involved in the school, not alone in the school, but at home as well.
Okay.
But they have to talk to the teachers and know what the teachers are teaching the children at school, and when they go home they do the same thing. And they have to ask the teachers questions about their children, what the children are doing at school, whether they are doing good or bad. It doesn't matter. Sometimes the children are doing good, but the parents don't know what they are doing. But whether sometimes they feel shame to ask questions at in the school. They have to feel free to ask questions in the school, or by the teachers. They will tell them what they have to do with their children at home as well.
Now say it in Dutch. Say it in Chui. What you have just said now. Say it in Chui.
Papa num ne mama num adofo num nia mekai sisi a me pa kire ni say better say ye beye active for ye money school mu na yɛkɔ nso a yɛtumi abisa teacherfoɔ no nea nkɔlaa ne yɛ nea ɔmo agrodie a ɔmo adesua mu ɔmo behavior a ɔmo de wɔ class hɔ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛtumi bisa teacherfoɔ no yɛwɔ sɛ yɛtumi ne yɛ teacherfoɔ no di nkitaho communicate ne ehu ne ade a yɛ ma ne yɛ na sɛ yɛkɔ fie a yɛbɛtumi aboa yɛ ma no so ɛwɔ fie at times yɛpɛ sɛ yɛboa yɛ ma but we don't yenim ade a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛyɛ ɛde boa yɛ ma no ɛwɔ fie.
Alright, that is good. Thank you so much, Helena. So, what are some of the factors that you have from your practice? This question is just for both of you. From your practice, what do you think are some of the factors that can help a child's upbringing to society become more effective?
To encourage your child.
Mm-hmm.
And support your child. Appreciate your child also in very different ages.
So what we use a method called positive parenting. So that is what Helena is also talking about. When you see good, normally we always look at what our child does not do well. But this method tries to focus on what does my child do well. Because studies have learned that when you appreciate a child, for instance, your child gets up at the right time this morning. So you tell your child exactly, oh, I'm so happy you managed to get up at the right time this morning. Mm-hmm. So you exactly say to your child what he did well. Now, studies show that when you appraise your child, when you compliment your child, mm-hmm. the brain of the child, it develops better and it learns more. That if you would say your child didn't get up early that morning, you say, oh, you didn't get up early, nothing happens in the brain. So when you compliment your child and exactly tell your child what he did well, your child will be more likely to do that behavior again. So parents, if you ask me what can parents do?
Yes.
The small things what your child does well, mm-hmm. tell it. Mm-hmm. And then the child from early on, not only he knows what to do well, he knows what is expected of him, but also his self-esteem will grow.
Yes.
And he will be sure of himself. Of course, you also set boundaries. Not, children will also sometimes do something what you don't like.
Yeah.
So you have to be very clear on what you want from your child. Tell your child. And if you start with this from an early age, mm-hmm. your child knows what is expected of him.
Okay.
So this is a very important aspect of parenting.
Wow. Awesome. Our listeners out there, in case you want to make some contributions and you want to ask some questions, feel free to give us a call on 020-737-1619. We are aware that many people are listening to us. Maybe you are hindered by the language. You can't speak Dutch, you can't speak English very well. Feel free to speak Chui because Helena Love is here for you, your own person. So and you want to speak Igbo, don't forget, for those of you who are from Nigeria, you want to speak Igbo, you want to speak Yoruba, make sure you just give me a call right now in the studio and then I will. So, you said that we must compliment the kids all the time.
Yeah.
So, I don't think, please don't misunderstand me, and if I'm wrong, I stand for correction. I don't think any reasonable parent will get up in the morning and then just begin to want to speak anyhow to the child, to their children. So, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So, I think a mother or a father would want to, you've seen a child got up and then dressing for school. I don't think they will begin to want to pump negative words into their lives. So,
but,
is that right or wrong?
Well, sometimes, sometimes we are stressed, because we are maybe, like myself at the moment, my husband is not in the country, so I'm alone with my children, so I have to get ready for work, and I have to get the children ready. So sometimes we are stressed, or maybe we got some bad news the night before, and it can sometimes interfere. It's not that we don't want to love our children and that we don't want to speak well to them, but sometimes, you know, the pressure is a lot. So that's where maybe the child didn't get up in a good mood, and then you yourself not being stable at that moment, you also start to say something negative to the child, and then, you know, it can lead to something else. It's not that we want to, but it can happen. And it's not also, you know, it's not terrible because you can change again. When you see, okay, we started in the wrong way. For instance, what I say to my children, I say, okay, let's start over. You know, I can see we are not getting on the right foot today. Let's start over. And, you know, it depends, of course, on the
topic on parenting, the school and parents' partnership. I think this topic is very necessary for us and necessary for our community, and for that, trust Radio Voice of Naija. We are always bringing the experts to you. So feel free to give us a call on the studio line on 020-737-1619 should you have any input or any contribution to make, or you want to ask questions to these experts who are seated here. I mean, in the studio we have two gorgeous ladies just smiling and ready to devour this topic. Just give us one more second, we will be with you. That forum, it was very exciting, full of inspiration, and if whatever was discussed touched your life, please make amendment, okay? For instance, when I was growing, I'm very curious. I used to be very inquisitive. I can ask so many questions. Yeah. But I thank God for my parents. They were there for me. And sometimes when people want to shun me and silence me and say, oh, this child is always too inquisitive, my friend will say, no, leave her, let her be herself, because the girl is very smart and I like to take her questions.
Exactly. That was a sign of intelligence, because a child, he knows nothing. So how does he learn? By asking questions, and specifically to the one he loves and trusts,
exactly,
which is the parent.
Yes.
So you should not stop a child like that, because he needs to learn, and who better to learn from than from his parents? If you stop him, later when he gets big, he will go to the street and he'll learn other things. So you as a parent, take your opportunity. You know, you can have a big influence in your child.
Wow. So to you specifically, Helena, do you see the African parents cooperating in this way to speak positively and at the same time try to entertain or accommodate the curiosity of their children, more especially being in this society? Children raised here are very curious. When you see a child of just even 1 to when you see a child of a year plus, how that child wants to begin to act, you know, it's too smart.
Yeah.
Very, very smart. So what do you have to say regarding to this aspect of our...
Some of the parents are doing it,
okay,
not all of us. But yeah, sometimes if I saw some things like that, I try to talk to the parents. No, don't shout, don't shout. Try to
say it the way it is.
try to explain things to the child. The child needs some answers from you. Try to explain it to them. But you see that the mother don't have, or the parents don't have that idea. So she can keep quiet, keep quiet. You are worrying that something like that. So if I saw some things like that, it hurts, it breaks my heart, and
yes,
I don't want to, I don't know how to explain it.
Yes.
Because the child needs some answers. The child wants to know some things from their parents.
Exactly.
But they say, keep quiet. But sometimes I think, oh, maybe the parents don't have it, but it's difficult for them to give it to their children.
Wow. It's true. Let me ask you still, from your observation, or from your practice, or from your work, you could see that parents, children from the, or adolescents from the migrant society tend to be having all of this pram and peddling and whatever. I believe if what Helena tried to explain, that the parents were able to be teaching them what they ought to know, and without silencing them. Because like in the African culture, it's like when a child is growing and the child wants to talk about sex, want to know just about sex, permit me to say this. Listen to me, those of you who are out there, don't go and say this reverend is promoting sex. That's not what I'm talking about. Sex is good when you are married. So, but when you do it outside marriage, you will have shame. And that's why many people are ashamed now, because you did it outside marriage. Now, you see, when a child is growing and a child is asking, a young girl wants to know a little bit, I mean, educate them on what that whole thing is all about. How can I comport myself and I don't make a mistake, so that I don't become a teenage mother or this or that? It's like we just quickly silence them, and then the outcome is that they don't fulfill, they don't go to the universities to become professionals, so they end up being kappas and this and this and this and that. True or false? So the way we have been silencing them from talking could be one of the reasons why. So
Yeah.
I want you to comment on this.
Yeah.
Do the white people raise their children this way?
Well,
Say it,
I have a
please.
mixed marriage, so we have a mixed style. What I want to say is when you focus on the subject of sexuality, like what you mentioned.
For instance, just for instance.
But also like drug abuse.
All right, okay. Why
So-
can't I smoke?
Yeah, so to prevent that kind of a development, you have to establish a trusting and loving relationship with your child, where communication is very important. So when you start from young to talk to your child, to give answers to your child will come to you when difficult subjects arise.
Exactly.
He will trust you. He knows that he can ask questions, even when he makes mistakes. He can still come to you. So that's why we promote in young children, for parents and young children, to talk to each other, to build up that relationship. Because once your child is maybe 12 or 13, and he starts to be aware of some other things, and if you don't have that trust, your child will not come to you to ask the questions or to talk about these subjects. So that's why the relationship and the communication between parents and children is very important. And I think within the Dutch parenting style, it is a little bit more common to do that, but not all parents also, because it is a difficult subject. So, but that's what we promote.
Awesome. What do you have to say, Helena?
Once a child comes to you to ask you about drugs or sex or something like that, feel free, parents, feel free and ask your child what your child wants to know.
Yes.
And what your child know, and continue from there. Because if you don't ask your child what your child do, and you don't want to talk about that, maybe your child will end up with the way that you don't want it, because the child will try to find out what it is in some place, and you will miss it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because nowadays children, they
And the
can go on
internet,
internet.
look at internet. So I want to come to that side. How do you help them? As an organization, how do you help the kids or the adolescents who are busy searching everything in the internet? How do you help? Because some of them, their parents are not learning.
Yeah.
Their parents don't even know what they are doing.
So that's what we sometimes do also at the schools. We talk with parents about internet, and we show them also, because if you as a parent, you have to know what are the things my children are looking at. So like, for instance, I would not promote to have for your child to have a computer in his bedroom.
Oh.
Because it's difficult to control what is he looking at, you see. So those are the things, whatever your child does, you need to be involved. If he goes to sport, go and watch him there. What is he doing? Who is he with? What kind of parents are there? If he goes on the computer, try to look, not constantly, but try to look and tell him.
But even when the computer is not in the bedroom, honey, the computer can be in just the living room. But the parents are not there. They have gone to work.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some of these smart girls now. No, there's one that I know. I don't want to call by the name. When she is seated there, the minute the mother is coming in, she moved to another chapter. She quickly, she quickly closed that page and she goes to another chapter. And the parents, because they are working, they don't have time to browse through to know what the kids are watching in the internet.
Yeah, when the children grow up, it will be impossible to control everything what they do. But when you have started to teach them when they are young, then they know at least what you think is right and what you think is wrong. So you build up their conscience.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but when they grow up, they of course also start to make their own decisions. But it's still important to talk to them. You can still ask them. When you come from work, you can still talk to them, ask them what do they think. Sometimes we the way how teenagers respond to us, you might think that they don't value what we say as parents, the way how they behave.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do. So it is important always to talk to your child. What did you do on the computer? Who did you, if they go on chat, who do you talk to?
Chat.
How are your friends talking to you? It's very important to communicate.
So, my dear Helena, now we are talking about interneting and talking about chatting, and then I have seen in our community people who is like, except you speak Chui to them, they will never be able to assimilate. And here they are raising their kids. So we are not talking about chatting. There is even in the Google language they have not yet put Chui. So
Chui is there now. There is Chui. There's Chui.
Oh,
I saw it.
There is Chui. They do it through BlackBerry, iPod, not only in the internet at home or the computer at home, but they do it in the BlackBerry or what they call it, how they say, the new thing.
Yeah.
So we have to communicate with our children and know what they are doing. That is the best thing that we can do. We know sometimes we are busy working. We are busy working and thinking about food and clothes and other things, but sometimes we have to be more involved in their life. Our children need us. Yes. Not only the clothes and the food alone, but their social life. They need us also.
Too much.
Yeah. So I think we have to try to talk to our children and know what they are doing in the computer and Facebook and other things. And we also have to be involved with BlackBerry and other things if their children.
Are you giving them special training, honey, on that issue? Because there are some who can really talk. Yeah. But I mean, they can write, they can really speak, but they can't even identify what T is or what E is. So now you're talking about using BlackBerry and the fiddle the whole thing. So how do you help them? Speak in your tree and tell me how you're gonna help people like that. Because we want this information to be passed to our people so they would have equal participation and help in the upbringing of our kids, because they are next prince and yes.
Okay. Yeah, me person mechanic say was say yetimi say at times say ya near our computer living room, ye ni wo your bedroom.
Yes.
But ye nkola no ekuta BlackBerry ni omo telephones na ekuta wo mo kra internet wo so omo ye niema bebre wo so a ye ankasa kra ye nim say ye ma no enim sa niema no entim papa no ene ma me no ya mesre ni say e wo say ye try say ye betimi ni ye ma na communicate na ye hu ade omo ye na omo ade omo ya omo ni je hu so ye ma ye ni so eje hu bi, because ye ni je hu na say ye hu ade omo ye na ena ye betimi advice omo so ade omo ye no ye papa na say ye boni. But yentimi ama ye ni anko ade omo ye no hu na se ye omo ye na se yentimi nkan yentimi ntro ni yentimi mbusa wo mo so ade omo ye na at times so no ebedru baby na ebe ha yen, because sanya ye pay me feel say obi a wish good for neba, but one hu ade a wo ba na ni je hu a wontimi emboa no e wo sa ade no hu.
Thank you so much. I will really need a handout for that, but nevertheless, I believe that you did justice to the topic. There's a question here in the studio, please.
Yeah, I wanted to ask the Swazum. Is there up to what age do you take care of the children? I mean, is it from 0 to a particular age and then you're done with them, or you carry them all along? I mean, like your services are available for kids up to age of no limit? Or?
Our services is from 0 to 18.
18, okay.
And we even have, which I forgot to say in the beginning, we even have also some youth work which also focuses on young adults, so up to 23. Oh. But mostly from 0 to 18, that's the age range.
Wow, yeah. Awesome, awesome.
And my second question.
Yes.
There are other groups which I think do activities for or with children. How different or how specialized is Swazum in comparison with these other organizations? Yes.
Right. Well, I think there are many good works being done here in Southeast by different organizations. So I would not say, but what I can say is that the positive parenting, that is what we are trained in. So that is what we specialize in, and it runs through our whole organization. Either where you deal with parents or you deal with children, you know, we all try to work in the same way, and that method is also used by GGD, you know, the ones who give vaccinations, and it's also being used by the organizations who give more help to your children, like Spirit.
Yeah, yeah. I know of. I know of one here in South. It's called Off-Food Poly.
Yes.
Okay, what is that? I mean, how different is what you are doing from what they are doing for the children as well?
No, I think we are partners in working for the parents here and the children in Southeast. I would say the difference mainly is that we try to start even when there are no problems. So to inform parents, to educate parents, you know, that's why we go to the schools, that's why we have parent meetings there. So we are very much involved also, like if there's a parent night in school, they will invite us to come there. So we are focused mostly on prevention, making sure problems don't arise, while Off-Food Poly also works for parents where there are some more serious issues. But we are working together.
Yeah, I believe yes, thank you. I believe what he is saying, maybe there's too much of focus on this area. Is it that, hello caller, just wait for 1 minute. Is it that people here, living in Southeast, are they not measuring up educationally?
Well, in the whole of Amsterdam, organizations like us are working, but the research shows that our children are a little bit more at risk for some parenting problems.
All right, hold on there. Let's. Hello, caller. Good morning to you. Yeah. Yes.
So, don't you think that if they should attach these children to study, to learn them the Bible or the Quran? Don't you think when they attach that to other children for not doing that on their iPad and computer, but the Bible and maybe also the Quran?
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the quickness. Let them answer. I believe you heard what he said. If you are saying that there's difficulty because of so many things that are exposed in the internet, and now from what you said to us, it's like we're a little bit at a disadvantaged position. Is that academically?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the caller is asking, or why don't we get the Bible and the Quran, as part of the curriculum? Maybe that would introduce value,
Absolutely.
moral standards to the children.
Absolutely, I would agree with him that as parents we have our own religion and our own cultural background, which gives values. So when we talk about positive parenting, it doesn't mean that those values are different from your values, like from the Bible. So parents can use the Bible or the Quran or their belief to guide their children, and it will give their children confidence, and it will give their children the straight path to walk on. But I just want to say that nowadays I also read my Bible from my telephone.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean that doing that does. This is 2013.
Yes.
So mobile phone, computer, it
Have all
belongs
of
to
those
our
things.
life.
Yes.
But it has also good things.
Very, very.
So like reading the Bible from your telephone.
Yes.
So, but I would agree with the caller that it's important for us as parents to give the values what we think is important, like from the Bible or from the Quran.
Thank you so much. My next question is to Helena. Are there some parents that are not cooperating with your policies?
Yeah, some of them, they are busy working. So sometimes you don't see them at school, and if you saw them and you want to talk to them, they don't have time because they are going to work.
Yeah.
They are going to school. So
Yes.
sometimes it's difficult to talk to the parents and know what they want and what they like. So because they are busy running up and down, up and down, up and down. So sometimes it's difficult to talk to the parents and know what they want. Yeah.
So how? Yes, you want to add something?
Yeah, so that's why also we try sometimes to come to the churches or to come to other places where parents come, because we focus on schools and the neighborhood, but sometimes we also have to be flexible. Like now we got up early to speak on the radio, so we will try anything to reach out to parents. Maybe even we are also going on the internet.
Yes,
to
yes.
give the right message. So I also want to tell your listeners that maybe if they have a venue or another church or a place or a mosque where parents are coming and you want this issue to be addressed, please invite us, because we are willing to come. The subject of parents and children is very important for us and for our future together.
Right, and for the society.
And for the society.
Yes. So yes, that is for our society. It is very, very important. Raising up our kids in the way that they should be is very important. So we don't need to undermine this very issue. It's very, very crucial. So if you're out there and you still want to ask some more questions before we sign up, please call on 02737 1619. Otherwise, you will need to go to the website of Radio Voice of Naija to get the contacts of these two beautiful women who are looking at me here. Right, okay.
Yeah, I have another question.
Yes.
It sounds like there's a sound of desperation or eagerness to get a message out. Now, are there some indications which tell us that certain things are not really going on well with our children or their parents, which need to be addressed quickly?
Yes, I think so. Like I said, organizations like us are in the whole city of Amsterdam and everywhere in the Netherlands. But we know that in Southeast there's some poverty, which is quite high in this area. So we see also that sometimes coming from another country and raising your children in a society which is very liberative, it can raise some questions with parents. Some children are not, performing as well as they could in schools. So that's why we emphasize that we know that there's more possible than at the moment the children, how they develop. And when we look around, when we read the newspapers, we see some issues arising. So that's why we are here to say that let's communicate with our children. You know, let's pay attention when they come from school. Do you ask your child, how was it at school? What did you do at school? We don't say that you have to be a teacher in the house,
Yes.
but pay attention. How is it going? When you see your report card of your child, do you know what it means? You know, what is it said there? So those are the things, simple things, which you can do as a parent, which can have a big influence.
Thank you so much. Because of time, I want to ask Helena, before we sign off, what do you think you would want people who have listened to you today to know about this topic?
Okay. All I want to tell the people that are listening to me is that they should be more involved.
More involved.
In their children's school activities, and even the sports and home, the computer,
Yes.
and everywhere
Yeah.
they go.
Yeah.
The church, even some parents, they send their children to the church and they don't go to the church also.
Yes.
They should be much, they should be more involved in their children. Yeah, in their
Yes.
children's life.
Thank you so much. And to you, Cecile, what is your last comment before we sign off?
I just want to encourage all parents, because we love our children and we want the very best for them always. So just pay attention, love your children, and talk to them, and I know your children will be the best future society.
Thank you so much, ladies, for being with us. And our listeners, we also thank you for cooperating. I believe that some of you are going to send email to us, that we know, and we also know that some of you are going to send SMS to us. But however, you know where Swazon office is. So instead of bothering me and sending your SMS, just walk to Swazon, office, and then they will help you in some of these areas. Should you be maybe a single parent, you need somebody to support you, or you need other people to help you in your you need to get some experience. Other people are also there to share their experiences with you. And above all, the officials of Swazon, Cecile, Helena, and others are also there. Even if you cannot speak Dutch very well and you cannot speak English very well, Chui is available and we have our own person there. God richly bless you, and we hope to see Cecile and Helena once again. We need to see you one other day. God richly bless you. Thank you.
Everybody.